Great men are always polygamous, and it is the brave, the gifted, the talented that deserve the fair, who have always desired the fair and won the fair. Lovely Deus never refuses to unveil her charms to the true hero. Great men always recognize the voice of God in the voice of nature. So many under what social systems they may live, no matter under what social system they may live. They yield to the natural and the divine behest, even though they transgress the laws of ordinary social life. They obey God rather than men, and this obedience is the first element of their greatness. Ordinary laws may be sufficient to restrain ordinary men, but when a Samson is within their bonds, those bonds are snapped asunder like the green withes and the new ropes of Delilah. Yet were not our social laws so manifestly arbitrary and oppressive, such eminent philosophers as Plato, Aristotle, and Bacon, such noble heroes as Alexander, Caesar, Napoleon, and Nelson, such divine poets as Goethe, Burns, and Byron, and such enlightened statesmen as Paracelsus, Augustus, Buckingham, Palmerston, and Weberson, and many thousands more would never have incurred the odium of libertinism as they have. Although they lived under the system of monogamy, they would not and did not submit to it. Their noble natures required a larger indulgence, and they took it, law or no law, like brave men as they were. And there are many more such men that the world dreams of it in its narrow mono, monogamic philosophy. Yet it is a shame and pity that our social laws cannot be so amended and brought into harmony with those of God and nature, that our noblest men would yield them the most prompt obedience. And it is not a sad pity, a burning shame, and a fearful wrong that our laws are such, that such men cannot acknowledge their mistresses and avow their children. The wrongs of these women and the children are crying to God from the ground, and he will hear and judge. These great men are brave, but they are not brave enough. They have no just right to practice their polygamy in the dark. Let us have either an honest monogamy or an avowed polygamy. Hence it is that I am called by the justice of God and suffering of humanity to appeal to every honorable sentiment in mankind in behalf of a greater freedom to marry, and a greater purity of the marriage relation. Let us have such marriage laws that whatever relations any honorable man shall determine to form with the other sex can be honorably formed and honorably maintained. I have a list of the great men of the Bible right here that all had that were polygamists, all had multiple wives, concubines. Abraham, he was married to Sarah, but also took her handmaid Hagar as a secondary wife slash concubine. After Sarah's death, he married Keturah. That's three right there. Jacob, two sisters and two handmaids, Bilhah and Zilpah. Four. Esau had three. I don't know if I mean, he married Canaanites. I don't know if I mean, I guess he is a great man, but I don't know if he's righteous. I probably wouldn't count him as righteous. Caleb, one of the two spies who brought good report of Canaan. Caleb had wives named Azubah, Zeruth, and Ephrath, along with concubines. Gideon, 70 sons. 70 sons. Dang. That's. Imagine if he had daughters too. He's probably had over 100 kids. Now that's being fruitful and multiply. And you can't do that with one woman. I mean, you're having 70 sons, probably at least 30 daughters, 20 wives at least. Come on now. At least. Elkanah, the father of the prophet Samuel, had two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Lamech. I mean, Jesus quotes him, but he had two wives. Let's see. King David. Probably at least 17. King Solomon. What? King Solomon was a sinner, really? Why was his heart turned away? Because he married foreign wives. So you can even use him as an example of 1,000 wives is not sin. Because his sin was specifically foreign wives, not the amount. Joash, two wives at he married two wives at 7 years, two sisters probably at 7 years old. So Moses, it didn't count Moses. Um, Great men need to stand up. A lot of weak men in the church are suppressing their natural desires because they want to be holier than thou, but they still sin Monday through Saturday. They either watch porn, cheat, which is cheating, um, straight up do cheat on their wives, divorce, remarry. Just a mess under monogamy. Trying to uphold this false doctrine because they are weak and want to appease man, appease the uh, modern customs and traditions and society norms, but they don't have the manhood to stand up for the biblical norm, actual biblical marriage. Great men will openly do it and stand up for God and what's right for God's kingdom. The pulpits is filled of weak, cucked simps. This is the reason why young men are not going to church. Because their natural desires are suppressed. They are bound up like Samson was bound up. And great men will break those bounds, break those handcuffs of monogamy, and do what is right by the Lord, what is righteous, and what is the blessing of the Lord. It's hypocrisy what they teach this monogamy, and then behind closed doors they don't keep it. They're serial monogamy. They've had 10 past girlfriends, boyfriends. They're on their third or fourth wife. They watch porn. They commit adultery. They set up these bars that they themselves cannot attain. And that's what Jesus preached against the Pharisees for doing. Setting up all these laws and regulations that they themselves could not attain to. But strong men will stand up and do what's right. Stand up for what the Bible says. Stand up and do what the righteous, perfect, strong men, real men in the Bible did. They all had wives. They all had concubines. They all covered innocent women. And the church tells you not to. That's simp behavior. That's weak man behavior. Be strong, be a man. Don't let pagan tradition and societal norms tell you what to do. Let the Bible tell you what to do. Let God tell you what to do. Let the men in the Bible do what they did. Let that be your guidebook. Let the Bible be your guidebook, not your pastor, false doctrines, and pagan traditions be your guidebook. Let the Bible be. And do not do it behind closed doors. That's what all these pastors are doing. You think that they're all doing it behind closed doors because they're weak. Be a man, and God will bless you for it. God bless.